Just don't get it on now. Get it on. Don't get it on now. Get it on. Just don't get it on now. Get it
Hello, Will here, and today we are in Gran Turismo with the round 7 of the FIA Manufacturers Cup. Well, I say cup, I don't actually win a cup, unfortunately. I will apologise now if there is any slight bits of static in this commentary, as I did have to get a new headset, and it's a different headset to what I was using before, so there may be some slight changes in the audio quality, so let me know if the audio quality is better or worse, but there might be some little bits of static in this, because obviously the microphone on the headset is also a little bit different. But yeah, so this race, yeah, unfortunately it didn't go amazingly well. I mean, it didn't go terrible, it just didn't go as well as Monza. Monza obviously it's been my best result so far, and my best result ever actually in an FIA race. But then again, sometimes you have your good races and you have bad races. And that's just the way that it goes. So the driver in front of me at the moment, Kenny P10, he was live streaming this. You know, I don't know if he was like, I think he was live streaming it on YouTube, and I think also he was live streaming it just through PlayStation itself. I think, I'm not 100% sure. But I did watch that video when it was uploaded, when he finally got all fully uploaded. I did watch it a little bit, and I will say he wasn't very happy with me at first, with the way that I was driving on, like, at the moment. Well, not so much at the moment, but it's like, because there's a point where I start catching up with him, and you know, I'm very close to him a lot of the time, sort of trying to put on pressure but also trying to make sure that I'm not getting in a position where something could go wrong. But you know, putting him under pressure. So it's like here, yeah, I was very close to him there, but I knew he was going to brake, so I obviously pulled over a little bit to the right. So then when he did brake, I could brake at the same time, or basically at the same time, and so there wouldn't be contact between us. And he, you know, he wasn't very happy. He was very frustrated with it. I get why, you know, but when you've got somebody who's putting you under pressure, and two is trying to find a place to make a move, and always happens like disappointingly just can't do it, so they have to sort of go in to try and make a move, can't quite do it, so therefore then back out. So the driving seemed a bit sporadic. So I get why he was getting frustrated. But also in that same video, he does watch the replay of the video, which by that point he's seen it from a different perspective, and also by the fact that he's not like focused. Because when you're doing something as a race, and if there's points when you're getting very frustrated with something, and then you watch it again in the replay, you're a bit more calmer about it, and you're like, you know, it's kind of like you're not so annoyed by it, kind of thing, or anything like that. You're like, all right, well, fair enough. He tried to make a move there, bada bing, bada boom. Like here. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of contact. Wasn't my smoothest overtake, I will grant you. But for example, I saw an opportunity, I took it. Again, wasn't the smoothest overtake, but I saw an opportunity, and to me, it was an open door. But obviously, again, wasn't the smoothest overtake, but it managed to get the job done. But unfortunately, here I go a bit wide, and I thought, well, I'm not going to like jolt to the right or anything like that. Let him by. I'll try and overtake him again where I can. But yeah, but when he was watching the replay on this, he was a bit more calmer, and he had a bit more of a problem with the guy who's just ahead of me now. I can't remember the French driver's name. It's like Alejandro, something like that. I think his name is. It's like Alejandro or something. You know, he had a bit more of an issue with him, I think, during the replay. But all in all, I get why Kenny was probably a little bit frustrated and was a little bit annoyed by me, because I was getting a little bit like, not so much frustrated and annoyed, but I did question some of the things that some people were doing during the race. But again, sometimes you come into races that go well for you, and you do come across the occasional driver who sometimes does do things questionable. I'm guilty of that, and I'm pretty sure there's loads of other people who are also guilty of that. But back to my actual race itself. Again, it wasn't my best race. I made a lot of like little mistakes here and there, and unfortunately, all those little mistakes, they all add up over the span of the race. Now there, I don't know the name of the driver who went off. I think his name was like, it's like something like Sakazi or something like that, I believe. Now unfortunately, it looks like there was a bit of a sketchy situation between him and Kenny. But in Kenny's video, when he's watching the replay, I think he does say that basically, I think it's Skazy, I can't remember his name correctly. You'll be able to see it on the screen anyway. But basically, he was getting a bit pushy at that point, like trying to push to get past him, you know, being sort of like kind of aggressive kind of thing. Not so much aggressive, but being quite pushy, which ultimately ended up basically causing the driver to make a mistake, lose control of the car, and went off into the wall. So I've managed to get up to 11th. I started in 13th. I didn't have an amazing qualifying, but I managed to climb a couple of positions. So it's not going to look terrible. It's just not going amazingly well. Another reason why my driving is probably a little bit different to some other people's, because, okay, that was a bit of a rubbish corner from me there, I will say. But yeah, another reason why my driving is probably a little bit different was by the fact that, for example, I know at this, well, I didn't know it obviously during the race, but after watching Kenny's video, I know that he was on a one-stop strategy. I decided to try to do something different, very similar to Monza, and see how that played out. And it played out alright. I don't think it was... It may not have been... It probably wasn't the best, but I thought I'll give it a go, and see how it works. Because that's half of the battle of racing. But before that, The reason why I go drifting off to the left there is because my TV was about to go on standby, so I had a big grey box on in the middle of the screen, so I had to try and find my TV remote to get rid of it. Which by that point when I'm drifting off, I'm basically getting rid of that grey box, and I'm like, oh crap. So that's why I was drifting off there. But yeah, back to strategies. Is that a bunch of people went on basically a one stop. I decided trying to do a two stopper just to see how it would work. But obviously with doing that, I could be a bit more harder onto the tyres. Now unfortunately here, I brake way too early, and I do get hit by, I think the driver's name is like RCR, I think. I can't remember his name fully, but I think it's RCR. He does run to the back of me there, but that was completely my fault. I braked way too early there, and I realised that at the point when I was braking, as soon as I started braking, I just thought I'm braking too early. But I didn't want to like then stop braking, go on for like literally half a second, and then brake again, because that would possibly cause the incident to be possibly even worse. But that was completely my mistake there. Though technically RCR could have went on the inside because he'd seen that I was going slower at that point, but maybe it just caught him off guard. But again, that little incident, that little bit of contact there, completely my fault. So after pitting, dropped down to 14th, so a little bit of contact there, but again nothing major bad. But again, there was a lot of that during this. Probably not just with my race, probably with other people's races as well. And there's always those like little tiny smidgens of contact. Right, so we'll try to go inside there, but the guy in the BMW cuts it off there. But he probably had more speed there. Now, I know that the corner, unfortunately, the corner that I unfortunately cut, I know you can kind of cut that corner a little bit, and you won't get a penalty. But unfortunately, I just cut it. For me, I just cut it just a little bit too much, so I get myself a half-second penalty. Again, a little bit, tiny bit of contact there, but again, lucky enough it didn't cause any major problems. But again, it's like those kind of little mistakes. All these little mistakes, they all add up. They all add up to how your race goes. So it's like there, unfortunately, I think I had to back out. I had to back out then, so to allow everybody else through, because it was like I was going very slow for that point. So again, this is what I mean by making little mistakes, silly little mistakes, not driving to my best at this point. To be honest, it probably didn't help by the fact that I didn't do that much practice on this. I think I spent about 10 minutes or so practicing. I didn't spend a lot of time practicing the race. Whereas Monza, I spent quite a bit of time practicing that one. This one I didn't practice as much. Now I'm not going to use that as a racer's excuse, because I've driven this track many a times. I've done this backwards many a times. So what was the problem? I think it was just a lot of time. I think I was just pushing the car just a little bit too much, just a little bit too hard. In the same way as if you're not driving fast enough, you can lose positions. If you push the car too hard, it's easier for you to make mistakes. And I think that's what the problem was. And a lot of the time I was pushing maybe a little bit too hard, and so that obviously caused me to make mistakes. There's not a lot I can do about it now, but again, it's just how the race goes. So, now I'm just gonna mention this now in this video because not a major that happens I think at the moment. So very recently, I got myself a wheel because at the moment I play on a controller. But very recently I got myself a wheel, and I've been having a bit of practice on the wheel, been doing a little bit of driving on it, you know, just getting used to it. And you know, I've done a couple of online races just to get the feel for it, as well as like racing other people whilst using the wheel. So, and obviously I'm still a little bit rusty in it. I'm not a master at the wheel yet. I'm still a little bit rusty. I do seem to drive better in high downforce cars with the wheel than I do in, say, like GT3 cars like this. But hopefully, in very near future videos, I will be including footage of me on the wheel. I may even do it with some daily races next week. It just depends on how the races go. So you'll see me using it. You will see me using the wheel. There won't be any foot pedal cam or anything like that, you know, because I know, you know, because like people like Super GT, Tishney, I don't know how you pronounce this guy's name, channel name anyway, but Rory Alexander is I think his name's like it's like Aries or something like that, I think. I don't know. But you see with them, they have the steering wheel cam, but they also have the pedal cam as well. At first I won't be doing a pedal cam because I only have one camera to use as of at the moment, and obviously I want to use that to put my ugly mug in the video of me staring straight at the screen with no emotion, driving the car with the wheel. But at first you won't see me using the gears because I've got to sort of like learn to use the gears on it, because I do want to try and learn to use the gears, because I haven't done that with the controller, but I want to try and do that with the wheel, so I will be doing some practicing with that as well. So look out for that in very near future videos. But that's it. I just wanted to put that in, mention that about this whole new thing about with me now starting to use the wheel. But as of at the moment, they won't be featured in any videos that are done with the Neon Eye account or my main account. It will only be featured in videos that is done with my second account or my R4M account. So it won't always feature in every video. So like for example, I won't be using the wheel in FIA races because I want to use a method of controlling the car with something I'm more comfortable with, which as of at the moment is to control. But in daily races with the R4M account, then screw it, I'm using the wheel because I don't mind if things go wrong on that one. But now from that bit of news, we're now on lap 8. Now we're going to be on our second pit at the end of this lap. So you can see I did manage to catch up a little bit with the group that I was with at the beginning of the race, mainly because all these guys they pitted in on lap 6, so the other sort of point was probably a better strategy, I would say at the end. I'm not 100% sure if it was, or if it made absolutely no bloody difference. But we're going to pit in now. So this will be it. So change tyres here. There was no need, they didn't need to refuel in this race. Fuel was not a problem. So that's the reason why I decided to do a 2-stop strategy to see how it worked. Because 1, it worked quite well in Monza, and 2, because there was no need to refuel. So since there was no need to refuel, it was just go in, change tyres, come out. So a very quick pit stop. So I do come back out in 14th again, so it's like, I'm still quite low down the field, unfortunately. But again, you have races that go well, and you have races that don't go so well. That's the nature of racing. So the first person I'm going to try and get past is the Spaniard. I think his name is like HV Mix, I believe. But I'm just going to call him HV to keep my life simple, because I like to make my life simple. So I tried the corner cut thing there again, and unfortunately again I just misjudge it, and I get myself a half second penalty. Man, but not much I can do about that now. So yeah. Also, another thing I just want to ask is, please let me know in the comments below. In the ways of, do you like the way that I'm doing the video format now, with having the full race on the biggest large part of the screen and then the replay in the corner like I got it here? Or was the format before this a bit better when I sort of cut the replay into the race? You know, let me know in the comments below which format you think works better, because this format, I will grant you, is so much easier for me to edit, so much easier. But again, let me know in the comments below which format you think actually looks better, or you would prefer to see again. But we're still behind HV. Still trying to get past him. He's like, yeah, I want to get past him. Now I know his tyres at the moment are going to be a little bit worse than mine. Maybe not terrible, but you know, a little bit worse than mine. Let's see what we can do here, because I'm catching up. Now he was going a bit slow there. Now I don't know what happens here. He goes a little bit to the left, like there's like a connection problem. He's gone, and then poof, there he is. He's right behind me. So I don't actually know what happened there, because if you look at our internet connections, at no point did they drop. At no point did any of our internet connections dip. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know how he did that David Copperfield magic trick of going to the left, disappearing, and then reappearing behind me. I don't know what happened there. So I was ahead of him, but due to that penalty I'm now back behind him again. No, I'm going to try and go on the inside. It's like very close, you know, making sure I don't push him wide. Make sure nothing happens. Give him enough room on the left, on the right hand side. So since he obviously had the inside there, he was able to use that to stay ahead. So he's defending, but obviously he goes in a bit slow, and I have a slightly better exit. So I'm going to go right, time to go on the inside, overtake, make sure that I'm in enough so he's still able to get around the corner. So now he's going to try and do, no, he's flashing his light there. I don't know if that's because he's thinking I was braking too early or going too slow. But then he, one, flashed his lights there again, and then two, for some reason went to the left. Why? I don't know. But then again, I don't know why people do this whole flash their lights at you kind of thing. I know it's supposed to be like sometimes it's the signal that, I know, either well done or nice pass or what the hell are you doing, or why are you even in this race, why are you racing, you're a dick. But sometimes they use it as a distraction tactic to, you know, like try and force you into a mistake. But I don't know why, because it never fucking works. It never bloody fucking works, so what's the point in doing it? I really don't get it. But I managed to get past HV. So the group that Kenny is in, or Kenny's group, I'm not too far ahead. They're a few seconds ahead, but you can see them are just up there. Now, I do have the slight advantage by the fact that my tyres will be in a slightly better condition than this. But I also have the disadvantage by the fact that they could race with each other's slipstream, whereas I don't have that. I have no slipstream to go off. So I've got to push a bit harder to actually catch up, because they can use each other's slipstream to leapfrog and this and that and the other. You know, I don't have that because I got a big ass gap in front of me. Yeah. So going to the final lap is like right now. At this point, I'm thinking, well, I'll try and push, but I'm not going to push massively hard because there's still quite a bit of a gap, and I would rather at least finish where I started than make a mistake and maybe lose 1 or 2 positions. But I will still try. I'm still going to try and catch up with that small group ahead. I think it was a group of about 5 or 6 cars. I think it is. There's quite a few in the group. Yeah, I think it's about 5 or 6 cars in that group, I think. Now at this point, just over the crest, what actually happens I don't know, but going into the chicane, there's a bit of argy-bargy between like 2 of the cars, and then squabbling happens, people go off, people get penalties, people leave because of this situation. There's 2 people off, I get past them, bada bing, bomb, boom, done. Now one of the people who went off there was FMS RPS, I think his name is, who we've raced with before. So, and I know that he can be a bit of an aggressive driver. Now he's just left the race, and also I'm not surprised that he was part of the squabbling. I'm not surprised by that. But due to that, again, petty squabbling, I'm able to gain 2 positions. So I'm able to get 11th. I don't gain any more after this. There's no 20-second penalty for tyres, and I get 11th. So all in all, not the most amazing race, but again, it could have went a lot worse for me. But 11th, that's alright. And I get an extra 1 point from my 311 to 312. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like and subscribe, and share this video with so many friends, and to check out my other Gran Turismo videos. So, until next time, I will see you all at the finish line.